And in our top business story, according to the central bank governor, the United Arab Emirates will keep its currency pegged to the US dollar, and media reports that the currency regime is under study are not true. The UAE dirham, which has been fixed at a rate of 3.6725 to $1 since 1997, edged down to its lowest level against the dollar in over a year in the one-year forwards market last week, as the price of oil fell to new four-year lows. According to Emirates news agency WAM, an economic committee of the Federal National Council has suggested the central bank review the peg, but Central Bank Chief His Excellency Mubarak al-Mansouri said in a statement that fixing and safeguarding the official exchange rate of the dirham falls by law within the purview of the central bank's board of directors, adding that the policy of the fixed peg of the dirham against the US dollar will remain in place. Mansouri also said economic indicators of the UAE, one of the world's top oil exporters, strongly supported the continuation of the fixed peg regime, saying that the exchange rate policy has contributed to maintaining economic stability and bolstering investors' confidence over the long period it has been in effect. Legal uncertainties over expatriate wills in Dubai could become a thing of the past with the launch early next year of a new registry. According to local reports, the Dubai International Financial Centre hopes that the new wills and probate registry, which will be open to all non-Muslim expatriates, will benefit those wishing to hold financial and real estate assets in Dubai, but who are concerned about the uneven treatment of wills by the Dubai courts. The new registry will allow non-Muslim expatriates over the age of 21 to register wills written in English in the DIFC courts, doing away with the current need for translating wills into Arabic and having them attested by a local notary public. Crucially, the registry will issue a court order from the DIFC courts, enforceable in the Dubai courts for the direct distribution of Dubai-based assets in accordance with the registered will, thus removing any ambiguity as to how locally held assets are distributed. The DIFC's Dispute Resolution Authority hopes that the new registry will begin offering services during the first quarter of next year. Average villa and apartment rents have risen nearly 18% in the last 12 months, according to the October 2014 results of the Dubai Rental Price Index by Radin.com. Apartment rental prices registered the highest increase at 20.2% year-on-year, while villa rental prices, on the other hand, posted a 6.6% year-on-year increase. According to the report, the continued rise in demand for residential units in Dubai is apparently putting an upward pressure on rental costs. New properties have recently been launched in Dubai, with some of them snapped up within hours of launch. With investor interest growing, sales prices of residential units in Dubai increased by 24.2% year-on-year, according to Radin. Apartment sales prices registered the biggest increase at 26.9%, while villa sales prices jumped by 14.4%. In Abu Dhabi, rental costs increased 8.1% year-on-year. Rental prices for villas jumped considerably at 11.5%, while apartment rental prices showed a mere 1.5% adjustment. Rising rents are driving a number of residents out of Dubai, with a recent survey of 300 residents in Dubai showing that 65% of the respondents plan to transfer to a new place once their lease expires. Commodity markets were hit particularly hard last week, with crude oil shredding more than 13.66% to close at five-year lows at 66.15. The West Texas Intermediary crude contract came under heavy selling pressure on Thursday after OPEC voted to keep output levels unchanged. And in the 2 days since the announcement, crude prices have slipped more than $7.70 a barrel. Gold also came under sustained selling pressure on the back of the outcome of the recently concluded Swiss referendum. This past Sunday, Swiss voters went to the polls to vote on a referendum which would have seen the Swiss National Bank raise its minimum gold reserves from 7.8% of total reserves to a revised 20% of total reserves. With voters voting against the measure, gold opened at a downward gap and remained under pressure. In another week lined up with key releases, we spoke to Gaurav Kashyap, the head of futures at Alpari Middle East, to find out about his views about the week ahead.
Well, the US dollar closed another week on the front foot against its currency majors. We've seen a lot of asset classes dip across the board against the US dollar. If we focus on the currencies, the Euro US dollar has continued to remain weak. We've seen the Australian dollar also weaken on the back of deteriorating conditions in China. We've seen crude oil prices slip more than 10% in the week following that surprise hold by OPEC to not cut output. We've also seen gold prices also deteriorate. On the weekend, we had the very big Swiss referendum, which saw Swiss voters vote against raising the gold reserve requirement threshold for the Swiss National Bank. This has seen gold prices remain on the back foot. Overall, we're expecting gold to probably hold support at 1132 levels. If we look at the currency markets, it's going to be a big week on the central bank calendar. The Bank of England will be announcing their rates on Thursday. That's expected to remain unchanged at 0.5%. The European Central Bank also will be holding rates at 0.05%. It'll be interesting to see what Draghi's views are with regards to future monetary policy. Although we're not expecting him to make any major announcements before the holiday season in December, we can expect him to make some more significant moves come January. But overall, we favor our US dollar bias in this week as well. We're expecting the euro to test 123.50 levels against the US dollar. We're expecting the Australian dollar to probably test 0.8280 levels against the US dollar, with gold once again expected to hold that support level of 1132. Over on DGCX, the Indian rupee is looking to trade in a range between 159.20 and 161.80 against the US dollar in the week ahead. But overall, we like the prospects for the US dollar in the week ahead.